be getting yourself talked about. Twitching lace curtains at the suburban window?
Spying on my own daughter. Maybe I'm being silly, but... well, the way she's going on, I'm getting worried.
You might have said just the opposite. I've expected some sort of collapse, I suppose. She seems to be bearing up really well.
Exactly. Too well. She went off to work this morning as though she hadn't got a care in the world. I'm suspicious.
Surely she's not deceiving us. You don't think she's still seeing him, do you?
Oh, no. But I think it's just an act.
Oh. Pretending to be happier than she is better than carrying on with that unsuitable relationship.
Yes, but the strain of it must be terrible for her. Well, you know what it's like keeping up appearances.
Well, what can we do to help? There's a limit to what one can say.
Yes, it's hard. I know. I'll take her out for lunch. Give her a nice sort of treat.
Good idea. What will you do? Ring her when she gets to the office?
No, I don't think so. I'll just turn up and take her out. There's a nice little restaurant close by.
Wiser to give her some advance warning.
No, I want to give her a surprise. Can't wait to see her face. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You've not that long, you dibby. You have turkey.
And you're too cheerful by half. It's enough to drive a fella to work on time.
Sorry, love. All right, Lou.
See, one night away and she's acting like a big schoolgirl. Studying never had that effect on me. Not that I remember.
No, me neither. Mind you, there's too many distractions, isn't there, on an all-night do? What do you think, eh, Mum?
That's a point. You're a married woman with 4 children. You sure you're on the level with me?
There's no need for that. Look, most of the time I don't mind being a housewife or the mother of 4. But when I get the chance to do something else, something different, something important to me, don't mock, right?
I'm not mocking. I'm not mocking. Honest. I'm proud of you. And our Barry did babysit, didn't he?
Good job I did and all that. Karen never showed the face all night.
Oh, there you go again. Just because a woman stays out all night, you've got to make a comment about it. If it was a fella, you wouldn't give tuppence.
Well, it's no use caring tuppence about our Karen, is it? She comes and goes here as she pleases. She treats the place like a hotel. I'm a bit worried about her, I don't mind admitting.
Oh, she's just trying to assert her independence, that's all.
Nice work if you can get it, Mum.
Yeah, but some women can't, can they? Some women are treated like slaves.
Oh, come on, Mum.
It's true, you know. There was a woman on the course with me, Sally Dinsdale her name was, and she had a black eye. Do you know why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because her husband gave it her because she was spending the night away, a reminder that she was somebody else's property.
Look, I know I'm going to be late for work, but I'm not leaving this house before I speak to her.
You can't speak to her if she won't come down. She's upset. You've got to understand.
She's upset. I'm upset. I spent hours with the busies refusing to answer their questions. I almost ended up in the cells. Now, I want some answers.
She's in tears. You'll only make things worse by trying to force her.
I'm not trying to force her into anything. I just want to talk to her. I just want to know.
You're going to have to stay calm on this one, Billy. You're going to have to wait. It's too soon for her. She might break down or something.
Break down? Oh, God, Joe, this is such a mess.
It'll be all right, love. Just give her time. She'll come round.
Well, I can't stop thinking about it. Every time I closed my eyes last night, the thoughts were going round and round inside my head.
I know, love, I know.
She's only just a little girl, though. A little kid.
Think of all the time he must have been leading her on. Months it must have been. Making up to her. Sending her letters. Giving her money.
How do you mean, giving her money?
Well, I was thinking about it in bed last night. She hasn't been going into work on a Saturday. She must have been with him. And he must have made up the money so she could go on holiday.
Oh, I can't take it in, Dan. It's disgusting. We've got to have a word with her.
Billy, go to work. can't do any good round here today. And anyhow, we've got to keep going. We can't let the neighbours' seals fall apart.
Do you think they know?
How would they? And when you stand up in court and tell the world why you did it, they'll ruddy well applaud. If they don't, they're not worth knowing anyway. I'll talk to Tracy, Bill. She'll tell us everything in the end, if we're gentle.
I must say, I find your attitude rather surprising, Heather. The fact that you've always done something in a certain way doesn't necessarily make it right.
Your criticism is purely to do with layout. Surely the content of that report is far more important than the way it's been fed into a word processor.
Ah, but the presentation actually makes the contents difficult to assimilate. I mean, look at this page, for instance.
You see, that seems perfectly plain to me.
It's hardly plain, Heather. If anything, I'd describe it as fanciful. Positively decorative.
By decorative, I suppose you mean feminine. Not the sort of layout a level-headed male would indulge in.
I wouldn't dream of saying any such thing.
Well, I think you're splitting hairs. If you've got anything to say to me about the content of that report, yes, I'd be interested to hear it, if indeed you have read it.
Well, I have. And as usual, it's perfectly adequate.
Adequate?
But the point I'm trying to make, Heather, is that I want your style of presentation changed. Okay?
Mum, I don't know what you're going on about. I'm not being secretive. I'm just going into town.
I just wanted to know why, that's all.
And I've told you, a bit of business. I've got to see a man about a horse, all right?
Oh, yeah, for all I know, that could be the truth. You're living like a gypsy. Why can't you tell me? I'm your mother.
All right, Mum, there's nothing suspicious about it. I told you got to go and see this bloke. Might be some work in it for us.
What sort of work?
Well, you know, shop fitting and that. What's it matter anyway?
Yeah, but I thought you had a job in Birmingham.
Yeah, but contacts are contacts, man. I mean, wherever you are, you've got to go and try your hand, haven't you?
Oh, all right, please yourself. Just ignore me. I'm only a boring old mother.
Mum, I'm not ignoring you.
It's all right, love. It's me. It's just the last few days have been... I don't know, I just can't seem to get a grip on myself. You don't know what I'm talking about, do you? Go on. Go on, get off to town. But, love, it is on the level, isn't it? It is straight.
I've told you, Mum. It's nothing to worry about, honest. Ta-ra.
What a lovely surprise. You must be psychic.
I came to take you out for lunch.
Oh, we were just having a drink to celebrate. What would you like? Why don't you join us?
Celebrate? I don't understand.
Yes, Mother, celebrate. James is leaving his wife. For good. We're going to get married.
Don't you see, love? You can't go on like this. Your dad's been through hell for you. Actual bodily harm. He's only out on bail. You've got to make an effort, don't you see? You've got to... It's like you're blaming us, Tracy. It's like you're saying it's our fault.
It was.
What, love, you was?
I've been suffering and all. I have.
I know it's hard. It is. But your dad could go to jail. Can you talk to him, Tracy? Will you?
Peter could go to jail and all. And my dad's just beat him up, just like my brother did. You're so selfish, you are. You're so bloody selfish. Selfish?
Your tea's by the bed, Tracy.
Come on, Mum. Aren't you going to drink it? To us. The future.
The future?
Well, that must go down as the least enthusiastic engagement toast ever. What's wrong, Mum? Don't you believe in marriage? It's not that. It's just a... Well, I'm a little shocked.
It was a big surprise to spring, you see. I think you're being rather unfair to your mother.
Well, she's used to it. You're pleased, though, aren't you, Mum? Just what you wanted for me. Of course I'm pleased. Both of you. I'm sorry, I must go. I must dash.
Come on, Lucy. Mrs. Collins, we're sorry we gave you a start. Sorry you stumbled into us. Please forgive us.
Sure, there's nothing to forgive. Is there? No, nothing. Is there, darling?
Well, that was a turn-up for the books, wasn't it? Quite shaky.
Super Sleuth didn't look too happy either. What did she expect coming here?
Well, whatever it was, you certainly gave it to her with both barrels.
Do I detect a note of criticism, James? I think she got exactly what she deserved. Her face was a picture.
I just thought that you were a bit savage, maybe. Coming out with it like that without any warning.
But why shouldn't she hear it like that? It's the truth. We've discussed it often enough, haven't we?
Yes, but...
What, James? I told her nothing we haven't discussed 1,000 times before. It's better out in the open. The truth, at long last.
Maybe it is the truth. But it probably wasn't a very nice way of doing it, that's all.
Well, it wasn't very nice of her to spy on us. Anyway, what do you mean, maybe it's the truth?
Well, I don't mean anything. I was just talking about your poor mother, that's all. She can't have been here spying on us. That's ridiculous.
Oh, you think it's just a coincidence, do you? You think she just popped in here for a pint of bitter and a fried egg sandwich? Be your age, James. Come on, we better get back to work. Separately, of course.
What do you think?
I'm really not sure, Keith. Why have you shown me this?
To be honest, Heather, I'm rather worried about the way we're hitting it off. We got off to a bad start, and this morning didn't exactly help, did it?
Not exactly, no.
I had the idea over lunch. And we've got this audit to do for the council, and it's a particularly difficult and delicate one, I think. It suddenly occurred to me you were the ideal person.
Well, the amount isn't enormous. Quite frankly, I would have expected that sort of job to have gone to a rather more junior member of the firm.
Well, I don't think the amounts are that important. I mean, it's public money that's involved. And on the face of it, there are grounds for thinking that it's not being well handled.
It's a tiny cooperative printing venture that exists on a grant. Surely the funding authority...
The funding authority insists on independent auditing. If the cooperative won't agree, no more money. Anyway, there it is. Get your teeth into it as soon as you like.
May I ask you a question? Does the fact that it's a woman's cooperative have any bearing on you asking me to do it?
Well, it is a feminist outfit. I would have thought a woman like you would relish the prospect. You should strike up quite a good rapport.
I pride myself on having a good working relationship with all my clients. Rapport is not that important, neither is their sex.
Well, strictly speaking, it might not be. But it must be nice to work with women, surely. I thought you'd fit in at this place.
I have to say this, Keith. I find your view of women accountants very narrow, and the way you express it's quite offensive.
Well, I meant no offence, Heather. Believe me.
I'll ring you if I get out of my depth.
All right, Barry, if you want to know, I saw you. And unless I'm daft, you were handing over a bundle of notes.
That's nice, isn't it? My own mother spying on me.
I was not spying on you. I wouldn't waste my time. I came out of a shop and there you were, acting like some petty criminal.
Yeah, well, it wasn't like that, ma'am. It wasn't like it seemed. It was just a few quid I owed. I put a few scratches on some fella's van, that's all.
A few quid? From where I was standing, that wad would have choked a donkey. Barry, I was not born yesterday.
No, maybe you weren't, ma'am, but you've got a big nose on you, haven't you? And I don't want it poking in my business. I've got my own life to lead. It was some money I owed. It was nothing to do with you. So why don't you just drop it, eh?
All right, Barry, I'm not going to fight with you. This is my house, and I suppose it's still your home. But there's some things I need to know. I need some reassurance, that's all I'm asking.
Man, there's not a lot to give. I'm in a different world now. I don't really belong here anymore. I mean, I've seen so many things over the last few months, the last year. Things I never imagined existed, man.
You mean drugs and stuff?
Yeah, there was Jane and her mates, but I don't mean that, ma'am.
All right. What about this money, this bloke this afternoon?
It's nothing to worry about, ma'am, honest. It's just a financial hiccup, that's all. But I have got to go, though. I've got to earn some money, man.
But is it on the level? Is it straight?
I'm not going to tell you lies, man. I'm not a criminal.
Marriage, leaving his wife. Think it's true?
Honestly, I don't know. That poor man. He was almost as embarrassed as I was. He was so nice about it. I felt for him.
Oh, I never expected to hear you say that.
You know, the extraordinary thing is, I almost liked him. I mean, under different circumstances, if he wasn't married, I could almost see him as a son-in-law. Little old for Lucy, perhaps.
But he is married. I shall have to see him and ask him if any of what Lucy says is true. I know I don't believe it.
course, you know, I had this weird feeling. I felt like my life was broadening out. I was finding out about things I never even knew existed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I've been through it myself.
Problem is, though, I want to follow it through. I just feel penned in. I want to do something, but I don't know what. I'm just a suburban housewife with all the usual housewife problems.
You haven't got the problem with that other woman, though, have you? The one whose husband keeps knocking her about. It's funny, thinking about her lately.
I've been thinking about Sally as well. Makes my worries seem a bit petty.
What's on your mind exactly? Is there anything specific?
Our eldest son. I'm scared for him, you know, Bob. Keep getting this feeling that he's on the edge of something. Something that he doesn't really want, but he's going to fall into.
Well, what are you going on to make you feel like that?
Well, nothing he hasn't got a ready answer for.
That doesn't sound too good, does it? I just hope you're wrong.
Billy, I'm only telling you so as you can see the stage she's in. I'll tell you nothing more if you're going to blow your top with her.
A fat bloody chance. She's still skulking in her room, isn't she?
She'll hear you.
Well, she bloody well needs to hear me. I'm up in court and dragged through all sorts for that girl. She won't even talk to me.
I'm telling you, Billy, she's in a mess. She thinks she loves the fella. She thinks you had no right to go for him.
Well, she's the only one who does then, isn't she? I kept me gob shut with the coppers. But when I get in that courtroom, I'm going to blow the story sky high. That teacher will be in the dock before long.
But it's you in the dock. He'll be giving evidence. They can't arrest him too, can they?
Of course they can. I'm pleading not guilty, and I'm spilling the beans. When that pervert Montague says I smashed him, I'm going to tell the whole world just what he was doing to my daughter. Then we'll see what happens.
Oh, God, Billy, it's going to sound terrible.
No, I was talking to the lads at work, and they all said the same.
What are you talking about? Work about, oh, Tracy?
Well, not in so many words, love. Look, don't go mad. I didn't name no names, I was just sounding them out. And they all said the same. When I stand up in court and tell my story, I'll be a hero. I shouldn't have just bruised him a bit, I should have killed him.
Well, you didn't, love. Thank God.
You're too soft, though. If I had killed him, it would have been a public service.